Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today is a nice, cloudy, very brisky, very typical December day here in North Carolina. Got a lot of things happening today, so I thought I would come up here to the production. One of you sweet folks gave a great idea of naming the new building the Annex. Love that. So we're up here at the Production Annex. The fellas are putting on the metal roof today. So we're gonna give you a little overview of that. Stay tuned to the end because once they are done here today, Jerry is going to throw up the drone and give you a bird's eye view of what the new roof looks like. It's kind of hard to show you the roof that is, I don't know, what is that, 20 something feet up in the air when I'm down here at my little short 5-foot self. So stay tuned for that. Now, what we're gonna do is just gonna show you what's happening, and then I'm gonna go pick up some brand new azaleas. It's gonna be one of the last shrubs that I'm gonna plant in the berm for this winter. I know that you have seen that we have mulched it and done all the things and gotten finished with it, but there's one more set of shrubs I need to put in there. So we're gonna do that too. So first of all, let's talk about this roof. Now remember, we are here at production. We have what you're looking at right now. This is what we call our dry storage. This is where we took down the greenhouses at the retail center and put them together to give us this structure. It looks like a greenhouse, but it's not. It is just simply a storage unit with a single layer of poly on it. And then on the other side, I will show you, we have the two production greenhouses. We have created this annex building to be a multi-function building. It will be used for production where we can pot up plants year round because this space is going to be climatized. We will, go ahead and fill in all of the walls. So we're going to have probably some on each side, some big huge like garage style type doors right here that we can drive equipment in and out of. So this whole space is going to be used in a lot of different ways. The guys are up there, as you can see. They started on this end and then they are working down towards the other direction. They've got about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 panels that you can see that go across, and then they are still adding on. The panels are this, I guess you would just call it like a light gray. It's a powder coated. This is not the raw metal. It does have color on it. It is basically 3 feet wide and roughly 25 feet long. I don't know the exact measurement on that. So at that length, it allows them to have an overhang on the front of the roof and the back side. So that gives them plenty of room, for the water to shed. Here on the ends, you can see that there's about a foot overhang. That way, when they come back in and frame in all of the walls, they will have plenty of room and give a nice little protection from the rain. They also have these, Jerry's over here overseeing, what would you call, trim? Is this what we call this right here?
Yeah, it's good for trim pieces.
Yeah, so there's 2 different trim pieces. So there's one that goes alongside.
Flashing, that kind of thing.
Flashing. He doesn't have a mic on. So let me just show them. Yep, so that, and then flip it over for me. The other way. There we go, so we can see the angles of it. So the flashing for the back of the roof and then down alongside of the sides. So so the plan for today, oh, there's another one.
This is for the sides.
That's for the sides.
Yeah, this goes underneath.
Goes underneath. Gotcha.
So you got a good drip.
Yep. So the metal, this sits underneath the metal, and then this comes down, and then that's your little drip line. Very good. So what they're going to do, the plan is for today, Jerry, is that they are going to go ahead and finish getting all of the roof on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see where we go from there.
See where we go from there. And then tomorrow is another big day. This whole week is a big week up here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. They'll start coming in probably tomorrow and form concrete, and tomorrow and Wednesday. Then we're going to, depending on weather, start on the renovations on the shrub lot. So that'll be irrigation, and drainage and gravel and that whatnot stuff. So
yeah. So it is a busy time here at the nursery.
yeah, and they pour on Thursday.
They pour on Thursday. So today is Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, they will come up, they will do the grading, they will do the framing, and then Thursday they are supposed to pour the concrete. Of course, this is the week that it's supposed to rain every single day, except for today. Today's the only day we're not calling for rain. It's not gonna be like a solid day of rain, but there's rain off and on every single day this week. So we'll see what exactly does happen here. So what we're gonna do is just kind of move on. We're gonna go grab those azaleas, talk about that, and go plop them in the berm. But that is the update as of right now for the roof going on. And yeah, so it'll be a great time. Brenna and I made our way back down here to the berm. I went ahead and picked up the 3 Perfecto Mundo pink carpets from up at Production because they were hiding away in my little secret stash. And so we're down here and I cannot wait to share these plants with you. They are going to be so much fun. Of course, because I am North Carolina, Zone 7B, my garden would not be complete without tons of different kinds of azaleas, because azaleas are just, I think they're one of those plants that are just synonymous with the South. And so I was really excited to see that Proven Winners came out with this new type of azalea. This will be the first one in their line. And Perfecto Mundo, I'll stop talking and like actually show you the plant. Perfecto Mundo, I have it on the back of Johnny here. We've got 3 of them. These are in 1 gallons. But the Perfecto Mundo carpet, pink carpet, will be available next year in garden centers. It will be brand new on the market. This is, of course, one of those azaleas that will bloom for 3 times in the year. Really beautiful, soft pink flowers. The Perfecto Mundo is going to be hardy in zones like 6 to 9. It is only going to be like 1 to 2 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide. It is a fantastic use for like a ground cover if you want to, front of the flower bed, which is what I'm going to use it as. And another nice thing about this pink carpet is that it is resistant to lace bugs, which is a very kind of a common pest in azaleas. So this variety is resistant to that. Like I said, it does bloom 3 times. Gorgeous flush, massive flush in the spring. Then it will bloom again in the summer, and then another huge, big show in the fall. So where we are going to plant them is actually here in front of the North Poles. Remember, these are North Pole arborvitaes, evergreen. They're gonna be tall and skinny, and I have just a very little small, it might be easier to see it from this direction. I have this little area right here in front of the North Poles. So I have the 3 pink carpets, and the plan is that we're gonna have 1 right here. So 1, come down, 2, and then we're going to come up a little bit and tuck it up just a little bit further in the flower bed, and that will be the 3rd one up there. The reason I'm going to do that is because next door I have the Jazz Hands Bold Loropetalum and the Winecraft Gold Smoke Bush in there. This coming season, as I'm waiting on my shrubs to fill in, I have a nice little area here at the front of the border that I could put some low growing annuals. I'm thinking like Azaleas, right? The Blew My Mind XL, that would be gorgeous. So if I have it here, then I can kind of bring it up and bring in a little pocket next to that azalea, and that'll kind of be a nice little area. That way, instead of having the 3 azaleas just in a straight row all the way across, it gives me a little bit of depth to kind of curve it up by the North Poles. So that is what I'm going to do. I have my power planter auger, of course, and I did stop by when we went past the mulch pile, and I grabbed a tub full. This is a 15-gallon. This is what like a lot of the trees come in at the nursery. So if we're planting and we have a 15-gallon, we always save these tubs, but they're fantastic to use around your garden. So that's a little tip. If you're planting trees or large shrubs and you've got like a 7-gallon or a 15-gallon tub, even a 10-gallon tub, you know, container, save it. I mean, it is great to use it for all sorts of things. So I grabbed some extra mulch because the bed looks so pretty. I don't want to go in there and aug up a hole and then have like red clay showing. I want to top dress it to make sure it's nice and neat again. So it's going to be pretty simple. Let me show you exactly where I'm going to place them and how I'm going to plant them. All right, friends, so this was definitely one of the easier projects that I have had here at the Berm, getting these 3 sweet little Perfecto Mundo pink carpets into the landscape. They're going to get nice and happy here over the winter, and then come spring, I expect to see lots of beautiful little blooms. If you can see, or maybe you did notice on some of the plants, they had little, you know, brown flowers, so they had bloomed in the fall, which is fantastic. Just such a really sweet, very soft pink color, which will tie in beautifully with the hydrangeas and the butterfly bushes and the sweet talkers. Lots of pink on this side. Didn't really plan it that way, but that's the way it's going, so hey, why not just go with it. Now, maintenance on the Perfecto Mundo pink carpets, really simple. One, let's talk about fertilizer, okay? Fertilize, the best time if you want to fertilize them, of course that's going to help with your overall growth, right? So you want to do it a nice slow release, acidic loving fertilizer. So for me, I use like Hollytone because azaleas are acid loving plants. So we're going to do this, give them a nice application coming out of winter going into spring, when you start to see just a little bit that first signs of new growth. New growth will be nice, bright, fresh green growth on the tips of the plant, so apply it then. And if you want to, you can then do another application of fertilizer immediately after they bloom. That too will encourage new growth, and since these azaleas bloom on old growth and new growth, that'll help encourage, give you those summer blooms. So you can do it immediately at the end of winter going into spring, and then immediately after they finish blooming. Those are the perfect time to go ahead and fertilize them. Prune them, like I've already mentioned, they bloom on old growth and new growth. If you want to prune them, and the Pruning Winters actually encourages you just to even give them just a little bit of a haircut, that would be immediately after their spring bloom. You certainly don't want to do it now or, you know, in the fall, because if you do, you're going to cut off all of your spring blooms. So the best time to prune it, and even they encourage you to prune it, is immediately after the spring bloom. So if I come in here and prune it, it will be a very light prune. Like basically I'm just going to snip off the tops. By doing that, you're encouraging new growth. And since these bloom on new and old growth, when the new growth happens, they're going to set those flower buds and then produce some more flowers. So it's going to be really fun. I have a nice little area down here full of evergreens, of course, with the North Poles, the azaleas, the jazz hands, loropetalums back there. We've got camellias on the other side, the holly on the other side. So I really like how this berm is coming together, that I have, you know, deciduous plants that will give me lots of interest in the spring, summer, and fall, like with their blooms, all of the hydrangeas. Then you've got your evergreens in here. And then remember, come springtime, I'm going to be adding a ton of perennials in here, so grasses and all sorts of things. So all my little holes I can fill in with perennials. And if I still have some holes for this spring, I will use annuals in here as well, just to fill some things in so that the shrubs and the trees have plenty of time to grow. But pretty simple here as far as this project, getting these in. Make sure you stay tuned, because Jerry is going to give you a bird's eye view of the new roof at the Production Annex. So as always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.